welcome to Shooting Shit with Rhonda T. Tonight we're reviewing Love and Marriage Detroit Reunion Part 2. Before we get started, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and let's get this shit over with because it was a hot ass mess.
Just dumb.
Just dumb. So the show picks up with Colby crying. She's still emotional because they asked her if she's ready to forgive Christina. So Christina gets up and goes over and sits next to Colby to console her. Seemingly the moment she's been waiting for all night. This chance to show us all how she is the leader of the show and Colby is just the little sis. Know what I'm saying?
But like, don't put your arms around me with your fake
Look
ass.
here. She says she never saw the dynamic coming to this because she's the one that invited Russell and Colby on the show.
Of course she's gonna say that. I am the queen bee.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Not really, girl, but if you say so. While they're having their moment, Russell and Brandon get up and they hug each other. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to do the same thing we always do, agree to disagree. That's what this should be called, Love and Marriage Detroit. We agree to disagree because it feels like they throw shots at each other and nothing gets resolved. And then they hug it out and Russell says a prayer. It's real weird. So, okay, this is weird to me because Russell and Brandon is over here like, you my dog, we go back. Anthony and Brandon said they have known each other for 20 years. And Carlos said he loves these couples on this show because they were put together not knowing each other as a social experiment. So did they know each other or not?
He said they did. It wasn't a social experience, that they wasn't just put together.
Oh, I thought he said they was.
He said they wasn't.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that clears that up because I was like, so do y'all know each other or not? I'm confused.
But they act like hell. They act like they ain't like each other. Like, did you find some people that knew each other that had issues with each other?
He said that the success he said the show is successful. I don't know. I feel like we the only one watching, and I feel like if I wasn't from Michigan, I probably wouldn't pay these folks no attention. But he said that the success of the show has a lot to do with their history, and I was like, okay.
You can't tell that it is history,
but
though.
They act like they hate each other, though.
Yeah, it's not even like this. My brother, my frat brother, we went to school back in the day. We did this. Our family is cool. Like, you don't get none of that from them.
None of that. No, I'm not even sure how Russell and them know Colby. Russell and Colby know Christina and Brandon.
And their age difference is so far. So it's like, are y'all really like that, or you just somebody you met? Because
I don't think it's so far for Russell, but it definitely is for Colby. I don't know how old Russell is, but he's probably in his 30s too.
That's what I'm thinking, that he's around her age.
But child, let's talk about Anthony and Brandon. Let's don't, because it seems like the whole flashback was not actually about Anthony and Brandon, but more about Anthony and Christina and how they don't like each other. Oh my God. It was just this whole thing about conflicts with Christina. Carlos asked, like, how did he feel about Brandon? How did Brandon feel about Anthony shading the Star Factory? And Brandon started listing all these people that came through there. Brandon, you cannot take credit for none of those folks that you named. What did they do? They walked through the building. You did not.
We said they came through there. He said he actually worked with them.
So why are we naming their names? Stop.
They walked through.
Stop. Okay. Hell, I might have drove down that street at one time or another. I didn't know the Star Factory was over there.
Going to churches.
What did he do? That's the big question.
You said what they child. He ain't do nothing.
Nobody knows what he does.
What do Anthony do? I still don't know what the hell Anthony does.
No, Brandon said, he said he done touched $1 million and Brandon knows it. And Brandon was like, I don't know what you do. You say you do a lot of stuff. Well, Brandon, he's right. He's like a photographer, like director, and a man movement maker, and he does so many things, child. We don't know what he does. Anthony said that they always go back and forth, but they both went too far. I think Anthony went too far. I feel like Brandon was in retaliation to Anthony this whole time. Brandon has his flaws, but all his shit is right. All of the things that I feel like we don't like Brandon for was directed as his wife. The other shit, Anthony, you was coming for him every episode. And it doesn't even make sense. Like, if you feel like the Star Factory ain't doing shit over there, why are you coming for him so hard? It seems like he don't really need to be came at for no reason. Latoya said she didn't like how Anthony called Brandon a snake. And I don't get that either, because Anthony is the damn snake.
He definitely is the snake.
We can name each of the four pet after one of our friends, bro.
Carlos asked Christina, does she want a friendship with Latoya?
Just say no.
Both of them. She said not like this. Latoya over there stammering and stammering. No, you don't like her.
Y'all don't like each other. And that's okay.
So she said,
as far as I know, was between the guys. It wasn't
the guys.
Girls.
If you know each other, and clearly Latoya has a relationship with Colby. They talk to each other and what have you. She don't like, and I don't like Christina either. Latoya, I see why you don't like her.
Right.
I mean, she is a manipulator and she's full of shit. Even now, sitting up there talking about, I feel like Latoya is judgmental against me. She is, because I feel like Latoya is judgmental. She's a little uppity girl who, yeah, she's a little judgy. But this is the thing. Y'all know how to act, though. Who? She can't invite you, Brandon and Christina.
They don't know how to act.
Y'all don't know how to act. Y'all is embarrassing. Latoya said that she heard out here in these streets that they was not trustworthy and that they were liars. And Brandon said, they who? And then and Latoya said, well, Christina. So the people ain't even talking about Brandon in the streets. They talking about Christina in the streets.
I can believe it.
Christina said they have a mutual good friend in common. Why you ain't asked her? Maybe that's where she heard it from.
That's where she got it from.
Because she did not say nothing when you said that. She did not throw her friend under the bus, but she got it from somewhere.
We watch you lie.
And then act like you didn't do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Carlos asked about what's this girl Christina basically saying that Latoya throws her degree around. And if I remember correctly, Christina is not the one that brought up her degree. Latoya did that. Latoya was the one that said, I study body language, you know. That was her little comeback. Like, you brought up your degree, girl. I mean, I guess you work in these spaces where you have to prove yourself, but you don't have to articulate yourself much, because Latoya can't spit out nothing. When it comes to conflict, she can't get a sentence together. You be wanting Colby over there like she want to help her.
Colby over there acting like a damsel in distress.
Just like he said she was. Swallowed up in them red sparkly ruffles.
Girl.
Christina keeps asking Latoya, what did I do? What did I do to you? She can't articulate it, girl. You didn't do nothing to her. And I don't know why she doesn't just say that. You did not do something to me directly. I'm just not feeling
like you. Right. And that's okay.
We don't jive. It is what it is.
You're not my type of chick.
I don't dislike you. I ain't got nothing against you. Are we friends? No. Will we be? Probably not. Especially after this. Because now I see you for your works. And she over there like, what is it? What is it, girl? Say what it is. What I do to you.
That right like, there.
Let's don't do all
that
of
right
that.
There.
This is the thing I'm talking about. See how I'm sitting here all poised and I'm trying to explain, but you want to be over here popping off and, you know. Yep. And at the end of the day, Christina, you ain't gonna do nothing.
Nah. I ain't going to.
You're not about to do nothing. She said, Christina said she was irritated because she felt like Latoya was taking sides and not saying, why do you want me to be the one to apologize? And they were both saying, like, I did tell Kobe she was wrong too. They just didn't see that. You didn't show that part. It don't mean nothing. It don't make me like you no better. They were sitting up there, they got over to Russell and Kobe. No, but before that, the Publicist. What is going on with the Publicist? Is she the messy one or what's going on?
I don't think she was being messy.
I think Brandon said it, and I think Anthony said it.
I think Anthony got called out.
And so did Brandon.
Yep. I think, both of them said it. They both said what they said. And y'all trying to put it on this girl.
And y'all are trying to put it on her. And she's not here to defend herself. Y'all should have had her come there for she could say it out loud. Because now everybody's like, so is she the messy one? No, right. I think Brandon said what he said. And I think that they're absolutely right. That Anthony don't want her dealing with them because that's how he is.
Yep, that's his people, so he don't want you messing with.
He don't want to share, and he likes to be connected to people. Every episode, he's like, "That's my boy. This is my boy." He likes to be the person that's connected to everyone that's important. And for whatever reason, do you hate Brandon because he light skinned? Like, what is it? What's about Brandon? Because Brandon
don't like him.
Harmless.
Yeah. Weak, like
he seems very weak. Like even with Christina, and I think Brandon is wrong as hell, like how he treated his wife or how he did whatever. But you staying in it, girl. You like it. I love it. But compared to the men, I feel like it's like, why are you kicking a squirrel, Anthony? Because he didn't cut the little squirrely ponytail off. Christina, don't let your man grow that hair back no more. Let him make sure he get to the barbershop because
she probably cut it off.
Even the way he sits there all like sloughed over, he's just not a confident man. I don't know why Anthony feels like, and I don't even like be bringing up that subject really, but I feel like is he a light-skinned nigga and that's the issue you got with him? Because I cannot figure out why in the world you really be coming for him like that.
It's something.
And of course, he got Dr. Latoya to have his back whenever he be dead ass wrong. Every time he dead wrong, here she come. She don't have no words.
Dr. Latoya.
Because she's his friend girl. They talk about the man movement. If I was Anthony, I would avoid discussing that at all. He was asking him how did it feel to have Marceau come. And then he gonna sit up there and act like he didn't know who Marceau was.
Stop it.
Russell and Colby talk about their communication. She said back in the day, they was wild. They was outside. They was out there doing a damn thing. And he used to be a principal. He was very, stiff and staunch. And he said when he started seeing the parents of the kids at the club, he realized then that he should probably sit his ass down somewhere. And so Carlos was like, how's he doing, with being a communicator? And she said, it's very slow changing. And he said, slow changing is better than no changing. And Kobe sat up there and kind of took the blame for, I hate that. That's her mama's fault. Sitting up there like convincing her that she's supposed to just take it. She up there, I can do better by my husband. I don't think that's anything that you need to do better by. Like maybe he should just tell you what he damn doing. Stop making big decisions like you a single person. Y'all been married for 4 years. Like maybe in the first year that was a thing, but this shouldn't even still be a thing. To me, if you go into divinity school or whatever you're doing for 2 weeks before you mention to your wife, you are actively lying. You ain't come home and say nothing, because why?
Kobe, when they showed this whole thing and she made the announcement that she was expecting and all of that, and I was just like, That's what Kobe gonna be. Kobe say she don't want this and she don't want that, but Kobe gonna be sitting up there. He gonna be knocking her up, and she gonna be sitting there on the pulpit with a bunch of kids. That's what I see for her. And she's gonna say nothing. She acts like she can't open her mouth now.
She does. And he isn't even like, okay, I don't know this man personally, but he doesn't come across as a very bright individual. He was the principal of the school? What school? I bet you Latoya don't send her kids over there to that school. And so it was really funny. I said, Carlos obviously hears what the people are saying about him. So now all of a sudden he over here caping for the women and telling Russell how he needs to do better by his wife. And I wasn't buying any of it. I was like, that's all right. Like everything you're saying is absolutely right. I don't think you believe any of that. I think you know, you out here listening to what the people are saying, because we watched how you did Mel over there and we know you hate women. Clearly. So I guess he figured he would, you know, remix it. It's whatever. It's like you said, it don't matter, because Russell, like, even when he said you're gonna need to move faster, he was like, slow moving is better than no moving, nigga.
And he mean that.
I don't even understand what's the problem. Like, you're a whole adult and you're not a baby, and you know what's proper to, like, I feel like even if you have a roommate, just a platonic roommate, y'all are just living under the same roof, there's certain communication that has to happen in order for there to be a peaceful situation. You can't just come home and be like, I bought a dog. You know what I'm saying?
She was chose to be his wife because she plays that role, and he already knew that.
Well,
She plays that role.
And Tisha and all of y'all over here, you know, ready to be in servitude of your husband. Don't get up in there and then try to switch it up once you get in there. And so the catch up of it all, the wrap up of it all, Brandon and Christina, what's going on with Brandon and Christina? Well, they're back in counseling.
Okay.
That's all they got. Latoya and Anthony are growing Opulence wine. They have distribution over there in South Carolina, I believe she said. I want to get some and see, you know, I like a good bottle of wine. And, you know, I don't know what Anthony's doing. He did say
he's going to LA, didn't he? That's what he said. He's steady trying to get away. He do not want to be at home with his wife and kids.
From Detroit to LA, like he needs hours and hours and miles between his family and his wife. What they doing out there in LA, Anthony?
I don't know, but he's trying to get away from his family as far as possible.
Like Atlanta was right here.
Right.
Now you're all the way on the West Coast to do what?
It's like an asshole move. Oh, I can't go to Atlanta, so then I bet you I'll go all the way to LA. To see how you like that.
Because you know what? Whoever was in Atlanta, they could go ahead and buy a ticket out to LA and see how that goes.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Latoya is like, we've discussed it. And, you know, you said Kobe and Russell are expecting. Congratulations. And Russell, take us out with one of your Russell prayers. And that's how that ended. We really could have did this all in one. I don't know why we needed 2 episodes for this. That was really silly. I felt like that hour dragged out way too long for me to. They didn't talk about Brandon and his mama, but we don't care.
They didn't bring Bravo out. So
why didn't they bring Bravo?
I don't know. I would have brought Lyric out. Hell. Let's talk. Shit. It would have been a better conversation with the hell.
She should have brought the publicist. Now she needed to come, and then Carlos gonna try to say people try to attach themselves to y'all now because you're on the show. Y'all already said she was the biggest thing happening in Detroit as far as publicists go. So then why did she y'all?
So Carlos, did she make you mad? Did something not go right? Like, why are you calling her out like that? I didn't like that.
Y'all calling her.
Yeah.
Y'all calling her.
Yeah.
And now
she didn't play the game. You wanted her to do something and she didn't do it. And now you calling her out. Now she's trying to attach herself. Yeah, okay.
Ain't nobody trying to touch themselves.
And then
to that.
Kobe sitting up there talking about bingo. I'm like, Kobe, stop.
What she says, it seems like the publicist is messy. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
She not messier than none of them niggas, not Anthony, not Brandon, and not Russell either. Cause Russell's messy. Didn't Russell pop it off? Like we put it all on Anthony, but I feel like episode 1, it was Russell the
It
one.
was Russell that was telling. And then
Started
Russell the
telling
one.
me.
Russell the one who told it.
And you cannot get me to believe, and Kobe, you cute as you want to be, but you cannot get me to believe that he told you everything except the part about how he didn't tell Christina that he had an artist.
You told her.
So
that man's anniversary party.
she blew it up. She blew it up. And yeah, so Anthony wants to know when is season 2. I don't really need it.
He needs to just switch people. This is not Detroit.
So
did you feel like you got the Detroit experience?
Question. I've been to Detroit, so it wasn't nothing I've ever experienced over there.
It's
but
not the Detroit experience. That's not how Detroit people act. They don't act like this. Now, if you were just trying to get the church people, then that's something different.
Just getting ready to say, can we not and this is like nothing against the church people. It would have been okay. One family. But all 3 of them are, even Brandon was like, we at counseling, I ain't about to be no preacher or nothing like that. But because to me, that's not real.
That's not Detroit. Y'all just did that show.
I don't feel like show. With the gospel people.
Yeah.
I just wasn't. Okay, we could keep Bravo.
Bravo seemed like more Detroit than anybody on there.
Very much more Detroit than everybody else.
A damn sure wasn't Anthony while he trying to be the queen of the show. It was so not Detroit.
He was absolutely the queen of the show.
I don't know what. Maybe because that's Carlos.
I mean, we got 3 people that we don't even know what they do except for Dr. Latoya.
That was so not Detroit.
That's it. What do Russell do? Like y'all talk about what do Anthony do? What do any of y'all do?
Detroit people are so flashy and about labels and living it up, and that we didn't get none of that.
Talking about the people that are into labels and that, I also feel like there's an element of Detroit that the politicians, it always be some commissioner or congressman or some. Well, I guess them people ain't fooling with Carlos. But that's what I think of when I think of Detroit. I think of, because they always have Black politicians that are like, high up in the,
But
what's your man from Detroit? What's his name?
Oh, Kwame.
I
put say, but they be in some stuff, so maybe they can't be on camera.
Don't they all though? That's all I'm saying.
Then we see Mayor Coleman, and then when we was watching the documentary,
he's always just been very handsome.
Who?
Coleman Young.
And then we see him in the thing with the boys in the documentary. Yeah.
Well, we can't have him. I just feel like that's what I think of when I think of Detroit. I think of, because the Motown era is gone. That ain't.
Yeah, that's what seemed like he was trying to do with with Brandon, but that's not Detroit.
No, I definitely think more politics and that street shit. Like, I mean, what you call it? Hustling. Because Bravo, he wasn't street like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Got a wife,
but I believe he a hustler though.
Yeah, for sure. Because was that like a juice bar or something? I feel like he had businesses, and hell, his mentor is Marceau.
Come on, he a hustler. Detroit about hustling. Whether you know what I'm saying, like I don't know, Carlos. What part of Detroit did he say he grew up in? Or he just been gone for so long. I don't know.
Oh, see, he talked about when he was a kid. Carlos been in Atlanta. That's why he over there trying to be more worried about the housewives than he is anything else. You got 3 shows, and all you've been doing is interviewing housewives from yesteryear. And I've been watching the New York City housewives, and I feel like after this season, get rid of them all. The whole Atlanta, all of them can go. All of them. Get new people.
Cause
we don't need. We seen everything, like you said. What else can she tell you? She done gave you all her business, and y'all still saying ain't enough.
and it's still kind of like that's kind of old Atlanta now. You know what I'm saying? Like, can we see Atlanta now? That's old Atlanta.
When you look at the new, have you been watching the Housewives of New York?
No, I watched a little bit, but yeah.
When you watch the new ones versus the old ones, I'm like, okay, so these girls are what's happening right now.
That's what I'm saying.
See Ramona and Sonia over there.
I couldn't.
Harry.
I couldn't.
So yeah, because this was horrible. I don't want no more Drew, no more Ralph, no more none of that.
Hey, Drew is not Atlanta
at all. Drew is not. Kenya's not. I mean, Sonia can go. I don't really care for her. Just go and get some new school. I don't know what Atlanta is about now. I ain't lived there in a long time, so I don't know but that ain't it, because them girls that got there, they was doing it when I was there. So that ain't,
That's old Atlanta. Can we get some?
And Sheree, girl, we know that's you. We don't care how many times you change your nose and stuff. We know that's you. We sit up here talking about Atlanta. This ain't even about that.
I said that he gave her first nose job before she got on the show. I want to know what that nose looked like.
What was it like before?
That's what I'm saying. What was that nose like?
And I ain't have an issue with her nose, but if you got a nose job and that's what you got left with, then you got the same kind of plastic surgeon Drew had with the tummy tuck.
Child.
Anyway, y'all, this is not about Atlanta. This is about Detroit. But we don't know what those people are because they damn sure in Detroit. But you go ahead, like this video, subscribe to our channel. We are free of this shit. We do not want a season 2. And we'll see y'all on the next one.
Peace. Bye.